other headlines, fuel price hike sparks outrage as Nigeria Labour Congress demands reversal. Fresh Plateau attack leaves 6 dead, 1 injured. Northern Governors Forum condemn Yobe killings, demand swift justice. On the foreign scene, Israeli attack kills 42 in Gaza as children get vaccinated amid explosion. Good afternoon and welcome to the news update on Trust Television. I am Aisha Salihu. The news in detail. Following the now-debunked announcement that the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited had announced a significant increase in fuel prices from 617 naira to 897 naira per litre at the nation's capital, fuel stations, including those on the nation's oil company, quickly adjusted their prices to reflect the alleged new price. On the streets of Abuja, the reactions were instantaneous as already strained Nigerians poured out their hearts as the decision would have further compounded their woes. Trasiva Sumaya Abubakar reports.
The false alarm, according to the NNPCL, came few hours after the management of the Dangote refinery announced that the refinery is set to roll out its first batch of premium motor spirit, otherwise known as petrol, for local consumption. It was mixed bag of emotions as the long-awaited launch of Dangote refinery, one of the largest in the world, offers hope for relief from the ongoing fuel scarcity crisis. However, the unexpected announcement allegedly from the NNPC raised concerns about the immediate impact of Dangote refinery's production on the market as Nigerians continue to bear the brunt of economic policies of the present government.
I've been here for like 6 hours now. I joined the queue, I think, around 10:30 or so. Then they were still selling. All of a sudden, they stopped selling. They said that they had the information from their head office that the fuel has been increased to 897. That's about 280 naira difference. And we also heard that Dangote has started selling fuel, that in the next 48 hours, they will start rolling out their fuel. But with that now, we were all thinking that by the time Dangote starts to sell fuel, the price of the initial NNPC price should be at least maybe 300 or 200 naira lower. But now, it has shoot up. So we don't know our fate now.
So me, definitely I even called my wife. I told her that if I'm opportune to even get fuel small that will take me, I'll just park the car and leave it at home. Because no need of you. A country that provides fuel, that says, we say, okay, we sell crude oil. We can't even get fuel.
I am a commuter. I have not worked today. My family is at home, expecting that I've gone out to come back with food on their table. But as at this time you are interviewing me, this is just to 4. And I've done nothing, and I've not been able to enter the filling station to buy fuel.
With the government denying asking the NNPC to increase fuel price, citizens are skeptical whether the Dangote refinery fuel release and NNPC being the sole buyer will favor Nigerians.
The same day Dangote is announcing PMS production, the same way NNPC, the same day NNPC is announcing. So it's a coordinated thing. They are playing on our intelligence from NNPCL, from the federal government, from Dangote himself. There are some things, if we have one-on-one, you will explain some things to us. Because this is your monopoly. What are we even practicing? Capitalism, mixed economy, what are we even practicing? If you say you want to deregulate, make the market free, how is it free?
Are they even thinking of Nigerians surviving? Is the survival of the masses their major concern? Or do we have some rent seekers hell-bent on sending us to mass graves?
Whatever the outcome from the intricacies in the oil sector, Nigerians are calling for action on the part of government to alleviate their suffering.
My call on government is just that they should just look at it from the angle of we the masses. Because when the price of fuel has increased now to about 280 naira increments now, it will surely have a negative effect on our consumption.
Let them go back, let them truly pay subsidies on things, let people breathe. Electricity has gone up, passport gone up, fuel, and you said you have increased salaries. What salaries? You have made people poorer.
While the refinery's production holds the promise of increased fuel supply and potential low prices in the long run, it remains to be seen how these developments will play out in the coming weeks and months, and whether Dangote Refinery can deliver on its potential to alleviate the nation's fuel scarcity crisis. Sumaya Abubakar, Trust TV News, Abuja.
In Nigeria's northwestern state of Kano, motorists were expressing concerns when the news of the now debunked fuel price hike surfaced. Trust TV reports that the NNPC fueling station at Kofar Nasarawa in Kano adjusted its pump price from 730 naira to 904 naira shortly after the announcement, while private fueling stations sold a litre above 950 naira.
Sincerely, I am not happy, and we are in a serious problem. At this NNPC filling station, it sells for 904 naira, while elsewhere it sells for 1050 naira, 1100 naira, and I believe most Nigerians are not happy. We came here this morning to meet the increased price. I believe our leaders should have pity on the masses who are even struggling to get what to eat. Now, it's like we also have to move around on foot. Here we are at the filling station with uncertainty of getting fuel because it's expensive and it's also difficult to get. We just found out it now sells for 904 naira. At this price, how will the common man cope? Because it's with fuel that one must move around to get his daily bread. Always the government increases the price and the marketers add theirs. So what do we do now?
In reaction to this, the Nigeria Labour Congress on Tuesday demanded an immediate reversal of the hike in fuel price announced by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, saying the hike has worsened the misery of Nigerians. Condemning the move in a statement, NLC President Joe Ajaero accused the federal government of betraying labor movement. While accusing the government of insincerity, Ajaero described the policies of the current administration as traumatic. Amid the lingering fuel scarcity in the country, the NNPCL increased the pump price of petrol from 568 naira to 855 naira, 897 naira, depending on the location per litre. And to matters of security, a fresh attack by gunmen in Congo community of Bokos, local government area of Plateau State, has led to the death of 6 persons and injured 1 other. Sources from the community who confirmed the incident said the injured victim is in a critical condition and is currently receiving medical attention. Residents of the area said the incident occurred in the community's market around 7 p.m. when the gunmen opened fire on the victims shortly after the market had closed for the day. He added that the unfortunate incident took place when most traders and customers had already left the premises, leaving only a few people behind. The incident has created yet another security tension in the area, considering that various communities in Boko's local government area have in recent times come under attack. Joining us via phone is Trust TV's Adomusa to give us an update on the incident. Adomusa, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I'd like to hear from you. What new information have we learned regarding this particular incident?
Well, shortly after the attack, we've learned that the personnel of Operation Safe Haven arrived the community yesterday to ensure that there is no any further breakdown of law and order. We've also learned that the security personnel, particularly personnel of Operation Safe Haven, they have taken over the control of the community to ensure that there is no any further attack at the moment.
From what you have gathered, what do you think could be responsible for this particular attack? I mean, in the marketplace?
Well, there are 2 versions of the occurrence of this attack. because I could remember earlier on I talked to somebody from the community who confirmed to me that the victims were attacked in the market. That is around 7 p.m. But another source also confirmed to me just before this time that the victims were attacked at a beer parlor when they were taking some drinks, and then suddenly the attackers now then attacked them. So up to this moment, the security agencies has not said anything with regard to the attack. Even the residents of the community too, they have not also told us the reason behind the attack. So we have been waiting for security agencies to at least say something or issue a release regarding the attack. I contacted the spokesperson of the State Police Command. He has not said anything. I also contacted the spokesperson of Operation Safe Haven. All of them have not responded to my inquiry.
Okay, Adam Musa, lastly, before we let you go, you have stated that security agencies have arrived in this particular community. I'd like to hear from you. What impact do you think their arrival will make on the residents of this community?
Well, the arrival of the security agencies would definitely make an impact, because there has been a kind of security tension in the area. If you could recall, most of the villages in Boko's local government have suffered a lot of attacks. So whenever there is such incident, there is always a tension. Even after this particular attack, we've learned that there is high tension in the community. People have been mourning the situation. So with the presence of security in that particular community, it will help to reduce the tension and also ensure that people go back to their normal activities.
Okay, Adam Musa, always a pleasure to have you join us on the news. We do hope to reconnect with you as soon as further information has emerged regarding this incident. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, too.
Still on security matters, the chairman of the Northern States Governors Forum and Governor of Gombe State, Muhammadu Yahya, has condemned the recent attack in Mafa, Tarmowa local government area of Yobe State. The governor, in a press statement signed on Wednesday by the Director General, Press Affairs, Gombe Government House, Ismaila Masili, described the attack as a senseless act of violence that has caused immense grief to the affected families and communities. He commended the security forces for their efforts against the remnants of criminal groups, but emphasized the need for intensified efforts to track down and apprehend those responsible for the attack. The NSGF chairman reaffirmed the commitment of northern governors to supporting efforts aimed at restoring peace and security in the region, stressing the importance of collective action to prevent such tragedies from recurring. Gunmen suspected to be Boko Haram insurgents looted and set ablaze shops and houses in the local government. On a side development, bandits have reportedly killed a Labour Party ward chairman in Ugumala district of Ado local government area in Benue State. The deceased, Sunday Oche, was said to have been working on his cassava farm on Monday when his attackers killed him. Some villagers said the deceased was at the farm with other people when they were attacked, but 5 others escaped with gunshot wounds, while the late chairman fell to the bullet of the armed invaders. The witnesses also added that the attackers went away with the 2 motorcycles belonging to the deceased and his peers. The community youth later went to the scene to evacuate the body of the LP ward chairman. Labour Party spokesman in Benue, Teso Obonde, confirmed the incident in Makodi. Benue State Police Command is yet to react on the matter. You're watching the news update on Trust Television, still to come. Farmer urges youth in Gombe to embrace agriculture for sustainable development. More news on return. Do stay with us. Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. If you're just joining us, this is the news update on Trust Television. Let's have another look at some of our top stories. Fuel price hike sparks outrage as NLC demands reversal. Fresh Plateau attack leaves 6 dead, 1 injured. To more stories. The Adamawa state government, in collaboration with concerned individuals, is stepping up efforts to alleviate the suffering of flood victims in the Madagali Council area. The recent devastating floods have displaced over 13,000 people and ravaged thousands of households across 3 local government areas in the state. Through coordinated relief efforts, vital supplies are being delivered to those affected, offering a lifeline to communities grappling with the aftermath of this disaster. Gibson Swadigo tells us more.
It has destroyed many houses and many lives are gone.
Victims of the flood described the ugly experiences. 3 local government areas in Adamawa State, Numan, Diamsa and Madagali, have been severely impacted by the recent floods, with Madagali bearing the brunt of the disaster, affecting 11 communities. The aftermath has been devastating, cutting off major road networks and leaving commuters and goods stranded as residents continue to grapple with the significant losses. The doubting task of rebuilding their lives has only just begun.
This thing is beyond state government, so we are calling on the federal government and the world to please come to our aid, because this is a total devastation. We lost everything, we lost our economic life and everything. So we are now in emergency.
In the wake of the crisis, both the state government and private individuals have mobilized to provide critical relief to those affected. Federal lawmaker Zakaria Yampa, representing the Michika Madagali Federal Constituency, has also played a significant role, donating food and non-food items to help ease the suffering of the flood victims.
It's a very bad situation that we have. Our people, we are just recovering from the insurgents that have displaced us, and now we have a flood that have come and made our people displaced again. And as you can see, the number of people that are here in our IDP camp is so bad.
The floods were triggered by heavy downpours from the Mandara Mountains, and residents are bracing for the possibility of further devastation. Gibson Soadigo, Trust TV News, Yola.
As Nigerians continue lamenting the rising unemployment and crash in businesses across the country due to the crumbling economy, a Gombe farmer has challenged unemployed youth and public office holders to venture into agriculture. Saleh Meikudi, who describes agriculture as a lucrative and reliable business, said he's living a comfortable life from growing tomatoes and peppers. Hassan Koli reports.
Maikudi, a Bula resident in the Akko local government area of Gombe State, is only a secondary school graduate. While his colleagues furthered their studies and went ahead to secure white-collar jobs, Maikudi engages in growing and trading tomatoes and peppers for a living. Despite many challenges, he defied the odds to sustain the business and now is making a profit that runs into millions every 3 months all year round. I used to plant 10 hectares of tomatoes and pepper and spent at least 1 million naira for a fertilizer and labor alone. I then started cultivating within 2 to 3 months. Although one cannot tell the exact price after cultivation, I can say I am earning a reasonable profit in the said period, especially now that the prices of the commodities have soared in the market. I can boldly say it is a lucrative business and worthy of venturing into it. Maikudi, who spent 8 years growing tomatoes and peppers, said he first engaged in agriculture while searching for employment after finishing his secondary education. He said he is not interested in holding any public office, as his venture into agriculture has enabled him to employ dozens of people, urging youth to use their talents in providing more job opportunities to others. To me, White-collar jobs are not worth the stress because I am earning a lot here and living peacefully. So even if the government offers me any job, I will not even consider it unless it is more than 200,000 naira a month, which is still far less than my monthly earning. So I am urging my fellow youth not to rely on government. They should be creative and self-reliant to enable them employ others by engaging in agriculture. In my opinion, even public office holders should consider venturing into agriculture. My Kudi says he is always happy to see youths who are innovative, warning that the current economic situation needs diversification and multiple streams of income, especially in the area of agriculture. From Gombe, Hassan Koli, reporting for Trust TV.
And to developments away from Nigeria, Gaza's health ministry says 42 Palestinians were killed and 107 wounded in the latest Israeli forces attack. Palestinian children were being vaccinated in Deir el-Bala amid loud explosions in Bureij and Maghazi refugee camps, which were excluded from a humanitarian pause in fighting and the vaccination campaign. Israeli military's latest assault across the occupied West Bank is now in its 8th day. At least 33 Palestinians have been killed and 130 wounded since August 28, the vast majority in Jenin. At least 6 Palestinians killed in the attack on Naama College, where people had been sheltering with dozens more buried in the rubble. Also, at least 40,861 people have been killed and 94,398 wounded in Israel's war on Gaza. And in sports, New Crawley Town FC defender Benjamin Tanimu has been handed a late call-up to the Super Eagles camp ahead of the 2025 AFCON qualifiers against Benin Republic and Rwanda, replacing injured Turkey-based defender Bright Osai Samuel. His inclusion was confirmed via the Super Eagles media handles on Tuesday. Tanimu arrived at the team's camp in Uyo alongside AC Milan forward Samuel Chukwueze. Osai Samuel was reportedly injured last week after missing Fenerbahce's 5-0 win over Rizespor, as well as their 3-0 win over Alanyaspor last Friday. Tanimu, who was initially excluded from the 23-man list, is poised for his 4th Super Eagles Cup. And that wraps up the news update on Trust Television. Do not forget, you can always follow us across all of our social media platforms and also join our YouTube live stream for more news, programs and documentary. I'm Aisha Salihu. Thank you so much for your time. Join us again.